Hi, I'm Scott Dunbier from Act 4 Publishing.
And I'm Kevin Gardner of 12 Gauge Comics. We're here to tell you about our Kickstarter campaign for Jason Pearson's Body Bags Artist Edition. As many of you know, Jason passed away in December of 2022. He was a dear friend of mine, and in my opinion, one of the most talented comic book creators to ever work in this industry. His work for Marvel and DC on books like X-Men, Deadpool, Spider-Man, Batman, Harley Quinn, and so many others was well regarded. But no matter what he did, it always came back around to body bags, his wildly controversial and wildly successful creator-owned series that debuted in 1996. And all these years later, we're still talking about it. Now let me hand it over to Scott, who is the Eisner Award-winning creator of the Artist Edition format. He'll tell you a little bit about that and why he wants to do this book.
Jason Pearson was someone that I worked with over the years when I was the editor-in-chief at Wildstorm. He was a friend of mine. He remained a friend throughout his life. Incredibly talented guy. I wanted to do something that would solidify his legacy, and I thought the best way I could do that was to put together an artist edition. It takes original comic art and prints it in a format that is as close as possible to what the original art looks like. So you're talking about a book that is printed the same size. This book will be 12 by 17 inches, and it will be scanned in color so you can actually see all the little nuances that make original art unique. Everything as close as possible to the actual intent of the artist. And that's our tribute to Jason.
On top of the Artist Edition hardcover, we have two other books we'll be offering in this campaign. Both are 64 pages in length. Both are 8-inch by 12-inch in size and perfect bound. Really nice presentation. The first is called Locked and Loaded, and it is a Jason Pearson sketchbook. It's a convention-style book that has all of his private commission artwork that most people have never seen. The other is called the Artist Edition Plus book, and we're doing that because Jason never sold a single page of his body bags work. That's from the sequential pages, but also the character designs, early concept art, all the way through the final pages he was working on before he passed away.
If you back the book and you get the two ancillary books, you'll be receiving more than 300 images by Jason Pearson that have never been printed in this format. So this is an incredible opportunity. If you're a fan of Jason's, this is a great project.
We've also got some add-ons as part of our campaign, like trading cards and print sets and some really great looking stuff. And I also want to say, if you back Jason's campaign in 2015, we have a very special offer for you too. So please go check out our campaign page. Thank you so much for listening to the video, and thank you for your support.
Body bag.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome. Come on in. It's a good Wednesday to have you all here to sit down and talk comics, the weekly comics that come out this week, the weekly comics, to talk about the comics that have come out this week. Welcome to my channel. My name is Rocky Ballesteros. Second time I'm streaming this week. It has been a while since I've been able to do more than one stream a week. Gosh, I've been barely able to eke out one stream a week with my current schedule, but I'm so glad that I can carve a little bit of time out here to hang out with you guys and talk about what I got from the store today and catch up. And you guys were with me on, or a lot of you guys were with me on Monday when we unboxed a few cool things, one of which was what just played before the stream started, was the Body Bags Artist Edition. Finally got that in the mail. Man, oh man, I've been poring over that since Monday, since I was able to open up on Monday with you guys. And it's beautiful. It's really gorgeous, and it came with a lot of supplements. It came with a couple print sets, which we flipped through on stream. It came with a couple supplemental books, which are amazing. Some like behind the scenes stuff that came in there. And then obviously the Artist Edition book itself, which is massive, 11 by 17 scans of the original artwork, all of the original artwork for Body Bags, that series that Jason Pearson did. So it's incredible. I'm not actually sure if you can still purchase it through the Kickstarter. I don't know if it's like on demand. I don't think so. But if you can, grab one if you like Jason Pearson's work, because it's beautiful. And it's funny because as I was sharing with you just about Jason Pearson, how much I love his artwork, him as an artist, he passed away a few years ago. Mo. I realized that there is definitely, it was like a little bit of a lightning in a bottle, Body Bags was, because some of his later work and his style that he went to towards the later end of his career, not my favorite. His earlier work totally wasn't baked yet. It was like right in the middle, like early to mid 90s was the sweet spot for me, and that's when he did Body Bags. That's when he did Dragon, Blood and Guts, and a few other things, and that was like stellar for me. So it's cool because in the supplemental material, you can kind of see his progression of his own style. Even as he's still doing Body Bags, you can kind of see the progression there. And I started honing in on like the certain years. I was like, oh yeah, I really love it when like in 93 he was drawing it this certain way. Had a lot to do with his inks and just certain things he was paying attention to. But anyway, it's a great addition to my library. And it was awesome to kind of in real time open that up and flip through it with you guys. There was a couple things in it that I didn't get to, or there was a few things that I didn't get to open on stream because I ran out of time, but I am going to go over this, which was like a trading card set. I'll open these up to start off the stream because I'm really curious. Like, it was one of the extras that you could add on in the campaign, and I love trading cards. I don't collect them, but I think they're a cool thing. They go hand in hand with comic books a lot. Some people are diehard collectors, but I don't know. There's something about that collectability of it, the size of it, and it just lends itself to comic art. And, you know, it's always been there. Like, as long as I've been collecting comics, there's always been like some sort of version of collector comic cards there. So yeah, it's going to be really cool to open up. I don't know what they included in there. I think this is one of the first, this particular image was one of the first like published iterations of Body Bags. So anyway, we'll open that up. And then we also have a bunch of books, which I picked up 2 this week, but I actually realized that I haven't done My Wednesday Comics in like 3+ weeks. I have streamed somewhat every week since the last time I did My Wednesday Comics, but there were different streams. There were the unboxing stream, there was a master study stream. And so I actually, when I was looking at the last My Wednesday Comics, I'm like, oh, that was the first week of December. That was the last time I did it. And even Frank at Amazing Fantasy called me out on it. So the books that I've picked up since that last My Wednesday Comics, I never talked to you guys about it. So some of those are going to be included in here. And one of the things that I'm going to do, because we talked about this a few streams ago, I took a poll, and I think I took a poll on YouTube. Was it a YouTube poll? But I asked everybody whether they wanted me. So the normal way that I do My Wednesday Comics is we'll look through all the books that I'm sharing with you in the stream, and then at the end of it, we'll vote on which one is your guys' favorite. But nobody knows what I'm going to look through until I get through all of them at the end of the stream. But we took a poll, I think it was a YouTube poll last time, and I asked if people wanted to know what books I was going to go through in the stream beforehand, like at the start, at the head. So I've got that prepped for you. That was one of the things I was prepping and was a little late at going live. So I got that prepped for you. So we'll take a look at that before we even get into the books. I will tell you, list out all the books that we're going to go through today. And then people are going to just leave because they're going to be like, those suck. But before I do that, I'm going to say hello to everybody here before we get too far behind, which is very well possible. But Emo Trash is in the house. Hello, Emo Trash. First in chat, Emo Trash says she's awake. Good to have you here, Emo Trash. Is it because I streamed on Wednesday, worked with the schedule? Awesome having you here. Jeffrey Beats is also here.
10% bogan, 50% bogan, 100% bogan.
Jeffrey Beats should definitely be awake, even though he's on the other side of the world. I believe I don't know. I need to have like a running clock or something. Let us know what the time is in the chat, Jeffrey Beats. Excuse me. Steampunker is in the house. The chat ninja. How are you, Steampunker? Lovely to see you here. As we saw you last time too. I keep wanting to say AKA Comrade Sammy, but I'm gonna see if I can like get used to Steampunker. Right? I like it. I definitely like it, but it's just burned in my mind that you're Comrade Sammy. Lindsay Rose is here. How are you doing, Lindsay?
Roses are red, violets are blue.
Lindsay Rose says, I'm going to yap at John to make an alt account now. So I reached out to John on Discord. I actually did. Because somebody subscribed to my channel. Maybe this person is here right now. I got a new subscriber and his name was John. Sorry, I don't mean to out you. John the Ross? Something like that. John the something. And I was like, oh, maybe this is a new account for John. So I reached out to him on the side. I said, hey, John, is this you? And he said, nope, it's not me. So, I don't know. Everybody hound John. We miss that guy. And I know that he has his reasons for not coming back around. And he has a few issues with YouTube and what they're doing. But man, we miss him in the chat. Things have gotten chaotic without John. But yeah, go bug him, Lindsay Rose. Mo Biggs, channel member. Oh, Emo Trash, I forgot the channel member also. Mo Biggs, channel member.
Better known as Mo, Big wasn't always the confident voice we hear today.
How are you doing, Mo Biggs? Hail the chat, he says. The timer was set literally 12 minutes out, Emo Trash. Then she's telling me I'm 3 minutes late. You guys are relentless. Relentless. I'm trying to get all the buttons, all the bells and whistles, all the audio plugins and video cards, all that stuff, make sure it's working. That's why I hit go live a little late. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Hopefully the sound is working. Lindsay Rose says, or should I be calling you Typical T Green? Lindsay Rose says, Mo, you'd be proud I thought of some decent PFL jokes these past few days. What are they, Typical Green? Lindsay Rose, drop those jokes. I'm all for the pig feeder lady jokes. Turtle timers. For those of you who are members of my channel. So I think it's like you subscribe to the channel and then you can be members. Members is where you like pay a little bit. You can, if you are a member, and Steampunker. Oh, no. You just got the wrench. Sorry, I'm so confused. But if you are a member, you can drop an emoji, a special emoji, a turtle emoji that she's bringing up. I feel like I'm moving fast today. See, complaining made him move faster. That's right. I bow down to peer pressure. It's kind of sad. Finally, Steampunker says, finally, this guy Rocky says, I think this week he got Transformers. Oh, wouldn't you like to know, Jeffrey Beats? Oh, sorry, I'm shooting the fat right now. Wouldn't you like to know, which you will know soon. You will know when I pop up this little graphic. Once I catch up, I'll pop up the graphic. I took the time to make a graphic of these books. Without 2 minutes of watching numbers, I'd never know when the stream was going to begin. Hey, I cater to the the lowest common denominator on this channel. So you gotta have the countdown. You gotta get people ready. Maybe he also picked Beneath the Trees. Maybe not. you'll find out that the anticipation is killing you. Sure, wait till I make fun of his art to announce that he died. So I said this in the chat. We already knew this. I've mentioned that Jason Pearson passed away. He passed away in 2022, I think. 2022 or 2023. So it's been a while. Rest in peace, Jason Pearson. Such a talent. I know you didn't like his art. I don't know. It's just the mixture of the art. And again, it's not all his art all the time. It's not like the Frank Miller blanket for me of like, I just love all eras of Frank Miller. It was just this unique window of the early to mid 90s. But I think overall, he's a phenomenal comic artist and a storyteller. But the style I liked the most was like early 90s, mid 90s. Sorry, not all of us are trolling the obituaries looking for comic news. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 is here. Save us.
How do you say monkey in French?
Lindsay Rose says, sorry, it was the jokes were in the vein of that's what she said, but I can't remember. That's always a great joke. That never gets old for me. That's what she said. I can't tell you how many times I've sent that GIF, to friends on text. It's really immature, but it's so funny. And it applies to like everything. So I take it. That's what she said. Katie's here. Hey, Katie.
Say cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
No. A cup of tea.
Awesome seeing you, Katie. It's been a while. It's steampunk. Everybody, Katie. Katie's good. Awesome. So good to see you. It's like a reunion. And I don't take it lightly that even though this platform or this channel was started for the love of comics, which is kind of the little blurb that I put at the end of all my streams, I also realize it's like building a little water cooler where everybody appears once in a while and like catches up and says hello to everyone. So it's good seeing you, Katie. The repeat music makes that a long ad. I miss the good old days when royalty-free music was cheap but moderately distinct ripoffs of popular songs. Like Muzak? Frank Miller. No. Wait, the person drawing? Wait, I'm confused. Which one? Lindsay Rose. There was no Frank Miller. I should have something of Frank Miller, though. I love that guy so much. I should do something with him for a trailer or something. Oh, maybe it was the guy talking? Is that what you're asking? No, I didn't show that. So I'm confused. So the trailers I showed were the Body Bags trailer of Jason Pearson, and then Mission Comics, which is the comic book store I went to today, and then Mobius drawing at the end there. Mark's Music Obsession just dropped a $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Mark's Music Obsession. Guess what day it is? That's right. Thank you so much, Mark's Music Obsession. Oh, wait, is this? Oh, yeah, this is right. This is queued up. This is for you, man. First Kiwi of the day. Thank you so much, Mark's Music Obsession. Channel member, Mark's Music Obsession. Fourth wall member, Mark's Music Obsession. And Kiwi supporter, I'd say. That's right, it's My Wednesday Comics. Thank you for jumping in here. And also, this is for you, Mark. Always a pleasure having Mark here. Wouldn't be the same without Mark here. Maybe Mark can get John to come in here. That is a thick book back there. Yeah, that one. The Big Damn Sin City. Holy cow. And I always wondered, I was like, oh, I love the way it looks back there. It's like cool. It's a cool like background thing. And I stand right there probably, this is going to sound weird, but probably about like half an hour before I go to bed, and I'll sit there and read a chapter. It's like my little like bedtime story, reading this like noir, dark, gritty, edgy tale from Sin City. But I'm about, I'd say I'm a little bit more than halfway through. So good. But I love the presence of it, the format. Totally awesome. We got a two-parter this week. Combined, they form not only a super show, but a very special episode. There we go. That's right. Sin City. Sin City be thick. In today's episode, Mo comes to terms with the untimely death of Jason Pearson after making fun of his art. There we go, Mark's music obsession. I think Jason would have wanted that way, and when my time comes, I hope I die the way I lived, offering constructive criticism to the doctor or surgeon. I can see that. I was texting a friend the other day and just telling him about how busy he was and all these, plates spinning in the air. And I just ended it. I was like, I'm going to die. And I told him they should put that on my tombstone. I'm going to die. Hey, Mo, Lindsay, everyone, glad I didn't miss the whole thing. No way. That's right. I'm still yapping. You got time. Depriving us just like the pig feeder lady. Steampunker is the X to Comrade Sammy's Twitter. Nice. That's awesome. Still getting used to Steampunker as well, so you're good. Okay, cool. I too have an issue with the new chat format. It was easier to just type the names. It's true. Because everybody, whenever you sign up for any kind of username or profile or whatever, usually ends up you have to like add some weird characters or numbers at the end of your name, whatever, because there's a million people that have the same name or same idea as you do. So now that YouTube has done that, where in the chat it's showing up everybody's like sign up name or whatever, then all these crazy characters are coming in. Yeah, Mo Biggs is set though. It's the only Mo Biggs out there. You had 12 minutes for all that. Lindsay's pig feeder lady jokes got stale. She was baking up a fresh batch. Nice. My main issue with the new chat format is the absence of John. Me too. We don't see much of Timmy Mello. That's true. Sumo may have abandoned us. Sumo's popped in here. Last time Sumo was in here was New Year's, I think. He was like the last man, or not the last man, the last time zone standing. Because if I'm not mistaken, Sumo's in Hawaii. I think Jason's art blows away current era Frank Miller. Now don't die on me, Frank. Yes. I almost read that out wrong. I had to leave your live feed the other day after I saw the Bruce Timm's book. I knew my wallet was cooked. I finished reading through that last night, and it's good. It's really personal, actually. It's cool because Bruce Timm gives a commentary on each picture, and he's like, oh, this is what I was thinking, and this is what I like about it, and a lot of it is the Hammer horror stuff. And speaking of which, I was like texting Shant last night, and he's a huge fan of Jason Pearson stuff. Both of us kind of experienced Body Bags at the same time because it was during college when Body Bags came out that we both said, and we went to college together. So, near and dear to our heart. And then Shant also spent some time at Geiger Studios training with those guys and interning with those guys. And so he crossed paths with Jason Pearson personally So he left a little comment on the stream, the Jason Pearson stream that I did. And yeah. And so he's really excited to see that book. But then I told him, I said, hey, have you seen that Bruce Timm book? Because you would love it. Hammer Horror, Bruce Timm. Seems like Bruce Timm is a huge Hammer Horror fan. Zaid Comics is here. How you doing, Phil? Awesome seeing you. Happy New Year to you too. This is the first My Wednesday comic stream of the new year, which we're already January 14th. Feels a little late. But yeah, first My Wednesday comics of the new year. Well, yeah, I know. Oh, the guy drawing in the intro, that was Mobius. Yeah, he also passed away, so don't make fun of Mobius, Mo Biggs. Mobius passed away as well. Let's see. Mobius looks like if Frank Miller went to a good chiropractor. Dang, that's messed up. Mo Biggs is referring to Frank Miller's posture right now, which he's kind of gnarled up. Like he got wrecked by, one can only assume, alcohol and drugs. Maybe he went through a really bad stint. I thought he was going to die actually when he first appeared, and he was but he's still there, but his posture seems to be like permanently screwed up. Hopefully it's not because he was working so much, which it may be. But yeah, that's messed up, Mo Biggs. My local comic book shop dropped a video about the Absolute Death of Superman collection. Have you seen it? It's in the shape of a gravestone. No way. I have not seen it. I was just at the store too. I wonder if it was a special collection or something. That's pretty cool. Love Sin City, Jeffrey Beat says. Nothing to pick up from the comic shop this week. Wow. That's good, though. Good for your wallet. Save up. Lindsay Rose, Mark's Music Obsession says, Lindsay Rose, I made an orange version of lime jello, and it is amazing. Wow. I just noticed Lindsay called the pig feeder lady the PFL, aka Palestinian Liberation Front. And it's funny that this comment came right after that. I know it's not related, but kind of funny. Wait. PLF. Oh, I get it. My dyslexia at its best. Got it. Sumo was in the first one of the year. That's right. Hashtag comeback sumo. Oh, great. So Shant knew the guy personally and watched the stream. Yes, Mo Biggs. You can go apologize to Shant yourself. It's okay. Cranberry Larringers.
This is a cranberry full of power.
Great seeing you, Cranberry. Channel member, Cranberry Langers. Okay, cool. I caught up. Wait, where are we? See, I'm good. 35 minutes. That's pretty good for me. That's pretty good. So we're going to try it out. Oh, wait. Where did it go? Oh, I think it's in this scene. Oh, that scared me for a second. Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay. Sorry, I got to move that here. Go back to here. Okay, so... Cranberry Langer says it'd be the Palestinian Front of Liberation. It's okay. We got it. No worries, typical. T Green, Lindsay Rose, no worries. Okay, so here are the books that we're going over here. Please don't leave once you see this list. We'll see how you guys like it. This is a grand experiment. So let me know. We'll circle back at the end of this stream to see if we like this format. But here are the books that I'm going to review today. Oh, it's over here. I thought it was going to be over here. Okay, so here are the books. Geiger 20, Skinbreaker 4. Can you believe Geiger is at issue 20? Crazy. I remember opening up the first Geiger on stream here. That is crazy. Geiger 20, Skinbreaker 4, Escape number 5, Infernal Hulk number 2, Absolute Wonder Woman number 15, which has the crossover with Absolute Batman. Get ready for that one. Absolute Martian Manhunter number 7. That one's back. Back in the fold. They took a break for a while. They're back. And then we're going to wrap it up with DCKO number 3. That one was, I think, I would guess, is like the big one for this week at least. Yes, pre-list. Oh, shoot. Sorry. See the placement of this is, I'm going to move this over here. I'm running out of real estate space, and if my head wasn't so large, I'd have more. But yes, pre-list. No Transformers. I flipped through it, and I've collected, or I got all the few issues up to this week's issue. The new ones, the new Robert Kirkman, Dan Mora issues. And I don't know. The cool thing they're doing with Transformers is they're tying it into Mask. Do you guys remember that TV show, that cartoon Mask? Another Hasbro creation. Basically, everybody had like different helmets. They would do different things, and then they'd be in these vehicles that would transform. They're like tying that in with Transformers, G.I. Joe, all of them. They're just kind of pulling it all together. And so I can feel they're building up a story with the Mask characters. The artwork is quite good. But yeah, I didn't end up biting the bullet and picking that one up. I don't know if I could, I don't know if that one is enough for me to be a regular book. And then I also didn't pick up Beneath the Trees like Jeffrey Beats. That's been a series that a lot of people have told me I need to read. So I'm going to try and, like, if I can borrow the first volume of the first series to read it. But it's in its like second arc right now. So I nearly said DCKO 3. Yes. Mo Big says, I can't believe DCKO has reached a third issue. It's actually quite good, Mo Biggs. It's quite entertaining, I should say. So I'm really curious. I think there's only 5 issues. Has a million spin-offs. I haven't picked up any of the spin-offs. Those are just too confusing and don't really matter to me. But I have like the main storyline. So, yes. Okay. So that is the pre-list. Remember Mask? Vaguely, yes. At this point, they might as well do a crossover with Rubik's Cube. Is Rubik's Cube Hasbro? Is it? I don't know. Did you guys just see in the news they released... I hope I'm not offending anybody by mentioning this. But they released a Barbie. This is Mattel, right? So I guess counterpoint to Hasbro. But they released a autistic Barbie. And the controversy... So Barbie's always been trying to be like inclusive and like evolve with the times. But the controversy with this one that a lot of autism groups are up in arms with is the only way that you really know that this is autistic Barbie, other than the label and the package, is that she has headphones in. So some people that are on the spectrum or that are diagnosed with autism can't deal with like loud sounds or loud sensory things. So they wear headphones, like noise canceling headphones. And then the other thing that it included was like a fidget spinner, I think, was an accessory. And I read some description. I think it was true. And I read some description that also she comes with like a blank stare. Like, I was like, who are the marketing people on this? Because this is a horrible idea. This is not good. So yeah, I don't know. Some of the things that goes through executives' minds when you're trying to, I don't know, like appease every single cult. I don't know. It's just, when I read that, I was just shaking my head. I'm like, this is not good. I don't know. But it's also telling that a lot of advocates for autism were just like, this is messed up. Mo Big says, yes, we all remember Wheelchair Becky. Read it online via libraries coming. Reading Cummings online is not a sin. Reading comics online is not a sin. I'm so traditional. This is it. Lindsay Rose. Mark's Music Obsession gave us a photo. What is it? Oh! Okay, this is share-worthy. What I gotta do here? Screen. Oh, it's got too many windows open. That beep beep beep. Yep. And this should be it. Yep. Sorry, Mark. I want to show this. Where'd my camera go? Okay, cool. Check that out. The distant cousin of lime green jello right there. Orange jello. Did you include, are those walnuts in there, Mark? Or is that what those dark spots are? But the texture looks identical to the lime green jello. Look at that. It's like an old friend. I love it. It looks delicious. I got to try that. I know that you guys shared Michelle's recipe. She shared that with us earlier. So, not earlier, but in a previous stream. So I got to try that out. That does look good. Orange Jello cottage cheese. I can't remember. Did her recipe include cottage cheese as well? I know I think she substituted in the mayo for something else. That's the walnuts. All right, nice. Walnuts and Jello sounds like the ladies in chat had some input in this recipe. No, it's good. It's good, Mo. Don't knock it until you tried it. Jello, that's right. Good job. We need to meet up one day where we can eat Jello. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Okay. Yes, I know. I think for me, it's not that legal or not legal. That's not what I'm joking about. I think for me, it's just like the actual experience of reading the comic digitally versus touching it with my hand is always a different thing. It always feels different for me. So I don't know if I'm into that yet. She should have been part of a Barbie King's Kids Club. Is that real? Sounds like fake Barbie. No, I think it's real. Look it up, Jeffrey Beats. I would love to be proven wrong, but I think it's real. I think they tried to make a new face molding, but yeah. I've been resummoned with the words autistic Barbie. Yes. See? I told you. It's weird. We live in a weird world. And we joke about it, but these things affect culture or try to affect culture. It's nutso. That is the recipe you made, Rocky, just using orange Jello. Oh, okay. Even with the mayo and all that. Okay. This could be the new Vegemite. No way. Vegemite's kind of nasty. Cool Whip. That's right. It was Cool Whip. That's right. You're right, Lindsay Rose. I prefer reading physical comics, but I'll go digital in a pinch. Yeah, I don't have an iPad I use. I mean, my family has iPads, but I don't have my own personal iPad. So then I'd be looking at it on my phone or on a desktop and just sitting like this, reading comics in the middle of the night. It's not my thing. Digital comics have come out. I know. Okay, maybe I'll try it. Ever since the Barbie movie a few years back, I've expected nothing good out of that company, Emo Trash says. Didn't like the Barbie movie. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was all that everybody was raving about. Maybe that was just a unique moment in time because it came out like right at the same time Oppenheimer came out. So there was that whole like Barbie-heimer, Oppen, Barbie, whatever, like media explosion. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest movie ever that everybody was saying it was. It was okay. I could be way off base, but I feel if a little girl wanted her Barbie doll to be autistic, she would just say her Barbie is autistic. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And who are we appealing to? Are like, has there been a demand for an autistic Barbie or like autistic people? I think there's other issues with Barbie other than there's not an autistic representation that people have issue with, right? So I didn't realize that there was such a market share of people being like, we're not going to buy Barbie, we're against it because there's no autistic representation. I could be way off based on that, but kind of strange. Don't tell Mo, but I read manga online. Barbie movie was not good, Emo Trash says. Highly confusing. I know. All those Barbies bullied those Kens for literally no reason. It was because he was a man. That's why. He was a man. Jeffrey Beats loved the Barbie movie. Where's the Down syndrome Barbie? For Rob Arnold. Ouch. Have they not done a Down syndrome Barbie? I'm surprised. Isn't American Girl doll the ones that really make dolls with disabilities? They do. I first read that with diabetes, which I wouldn't be surprised also, but I think they do, which, they're trying to similarly include as many people as they can. Barbie was originally designed as a German sex toy before it came to the US, so wow. I did not know that. It's come a long way since that. Lindsay Rose says, I liked Oppenheimer. I liked Oppenheimer too. It wasn't my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. There were some amazing sequences in that movie. I felt like it was a little long. But yeah, there were some things that weren't. Yeah, there's stuff that was like extra that I was like, it didn't really serve the story as much as I would hope it for. The whole like actual explosion moment, how that was edited together with the sound, that was incredible. And his life, kind of diving into his life and story, that was incredible. But it wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my favorite Christopher Nolan movie, but it was still good. Emo Trash says Oppenheimer was great minus the random nude scenes. Yeah, I think that was a little excessive. It's like, do we really need to see this? Does this have anything to do with the story? Not really. Oppenheimer was good, but it could have been shorter. Yes, we didn't really need to witness exactly. I agree. 100%. Dr. Masker Trollixer 5360, what's up? Hello, welcome. Good evening. Good to see you. This is the first time I've seen this name and or this profile picture in the chat, so I'm assuming you're a new person. Welcome to the stream. Great to have you here. Get comfortable. We got some good things to look at. Oppenheimer was good, but it could have been shorter. Oh no, I just read that. Those could have been cut and nothing really would have been exactly. Yeah. A good editor. I mean, dang, Christopher Nolan probably works with some of the best editors in the business. So it's not like he didn't know that he could have edited those out. So it was just a personal creative choice. But yeah, I agree. It was a little long. Sometimes I feel like people, ever since like movies, the running time of movies went from what was normally like an hour and a half average on movie length, and it just started getting longer and longer, probably thanks to like movies like James Cameron's movies of like the Titanic and Avatar, the Peter Jackson, Lord of the Rings movies, all those movies that they just kept pushing the length. And I think those stories can hold up over those length of time. But then everybody felt like, well, I'm just going to make my 3-hour director's cut movie then, my 3.5 hour. And then stories just started getting super bloated. The nude scenes were important to keep us awake, some would argue. Lindsay Rose says, I didn't need them to stay awake. For me, they were a little uncomfortable. I was like, I don't go to an Oppenheimer. I don't go to a movie about Oppenheimer to be kept awake by nudity. Oh, Dr. Mask is usually in Bancroft's chat. Okay, Dr. Mask does some good Edgar Allan Poe readings on his channel. Whoa, awesome. I'll have to check that out. That would be awesome. Edgar Allan Poe readings. Wow. So specific. It was Hollywood force inserting unnecessary nudity. I'm surprised Barbie didn't have a nude scene. They could have went for a joke about her not being anatomically correct. Didn't they do something about Ken's anatomy in that? Did I just make that up? I thought there was some joke about that, because that's always the joke with Ken. Dr. Mask says, I'm learning a lot about editing. Very cool. If it was a Hollywood edict, it would have been 100% man. Yes. Yes. I didn't watch Oppenheimer or Barbie. Wow. That's you avoided the mainstream media bomb. In the Banking of the United States documentary, I felt it was unnecessary. Lindsay didn't watch the Barbie movie. They did do a joke about that in a movie. Okay, cool. Louis is saying hello. Okay, nice. All right, cool. Again, great having you here, Dr. Mask. Welcome. So if you just popped in here, last stream, which wasn't a Wednesday comic stream, it was just an unboxing stream of the Body Bags Artist Edition. This is one of the supplements that came in that Artist Edition, or that didn't come. It was an extra that I added. I basically added all the extras. I'm like, give me all the body bag stuff. But it's a trading card set, which is awesome. And I just wanted to open up here. I didn't have time to open it up in last stream. This is really cool. Look at this foil clown face logo. This was the first published piece of Body Bags art featuring clown face in the original design for Panda. She had this like Asian, like Japanese motif. It was released as part of the 1993 The Creators Universe card set. Cool. The consistent thing about all the stuff that came out of this Body Bags Artist Edition is the print quality is awesome. And even these cards have this nice glossy feel to it. Not too thick, but like not insubstantial. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a lot. So I'm going to try and flip through these fast. I'll stop on anything that I think is particularly worth noting, which is going to be every card. So that clown face thing is on the back of every card, which is awesome. And it gives a little description of what each trading card is. Wow, this is... And some of this art is repeat from the supplemental books that come into it. But still, so cool to see it. This is so cool. To see it here in a form. This was one of the first images of Body Bags. This is the era of Jason Pearson art that I love. Can you see that? It's a little dark. Yeah, just the style that he was doing it. Yeah, so it looks like they're repeating a lot of the art that's like in the print sets. Oh, that's cool. They included, this is like a color version and a black and white version. That's pretty cool. Some variant cover work that he did. These are covers from the issues. Yeah. a lot of this is like covers from the actual book. So they're just repurposing a lot of the art, but just in, oh, this is awesome. I love these panels. So every opening panel, I'm totally going to steal this when I do a comic. Every opening page, the first page of the 4 issues of Body Bags, the miniseries, started off with like a headshot. And so there's like Panda, there's, Pops. I'm sure they're going to have the other ones here. Cisco, and then, did I skip the dad? Yeah, the dad, Mac. That's how each issue opened up. And it's just these great drawings with the characters. These are just panels from the comic. One of my favorite spreads in the comic, this one. I love this. We looked at this on stream, the black and white version of this on stream last time. Yeah, so they're just taking certain pages, certain images. That's cool. Some concept art. Oh. This is the style of Jason Pearson stuff right here that I loved. This era. It has a lot to do with his finish, like his ink finish. I think he just, as he got older or as his style evolved, I think that this effort to ink stuff like that tight and that involved just got to just slowed him down. So he started loosening up a little bit more, probably stopped inking with a brush and more with a pen. And it still looked cool, but it wasn't the same for me. I've never seen this before. Panda experimental illustration. Yeah, some of this like really, really loose stuff is more of his later work. Like this. He got really dark. One of the things they included in the supplemental is the last few pages of Body Bags that he ever drew. And it gives you a snapshot of like the story he was trying to tell moving forward. So he had many more volumes of Body Bags planned out, and but it got super dark and kind of spiritual, like philosophical, not so straightforward like hardcore action book that the original Body Bags. These are the original covers by Michael Golden, beautiful. And then this is the key image there. Body Bags Volume 1, the first edition cover of the trade paperback. Cool. So that's fun. Fun little trading card set of all this Jason Pearson art. Love it. I only saw a few clips of Barbie, and I saw enough to know I had seen too much. Check out the Barbie movie, but be open-minded. It has a lot of deeper meaning, especially at the end. It does, yeah. 70s movies had a lot of unnecessary nudity. That's true. Definitely true. And as I was reading, I haven't watched any like Hammer horror movies. I know that's a big thing that Shanth does and talks about. But apparently a lot of those movies had a lot of nudity in it too. That's kind of the flavor of the 70s, 60s, 70s. Nice clown face. Yeah, that's a cool backing because it's all foil. So I know that a lot of people do collector's cards for, crowdfunding when they do their own comics. They'll send some cards too, which are fun. And a lot of the reason is because they're a cheap thing to print. But it's cool that each one of these has a foil backing. So that's a little bit more expensive to do that, this kind of foil backing. And then they also rounded the edges, which is a nice little touch. But another extra cost there. So no cost spared. Michelle is here. How are you doing? Michelle, new channel member. Michelle, awesome seeing you. Body Bags, a series I always wanted to check out but never did. You should do it, Dr. Mask. It's great. Look like quality cards, fairly thick. They are, yeah, they're really nice. Nice feel to them. They don't feel like just throwaway material. Sometimes when people include stuff, it's like, if you just put a little bit more effort, I get it. It's like cost cutting, but if you put a little bit more effort in it, it would be a lot more. You get more bang for your buck. But yeah, you should check out Body Bags and check out the previous stream where we opened up the artist edition because it'll give you a snapshot of what it's about. Mark's Jello is very tasty, especially the walnuts. Nice. Thank you, Rocky. I no longer feel bad about yesterday. I was right. Michelle likes the collectible cards idea. It's cool. It's definitely cool. And it feels like, I think with the most, and this was a crowdfunded thing, this Body Bags. I think with most crowdfunding things, and Phil would know, Phil Zaid Comics in the chat, he would know because he's done several campaigns. Just the added little extras, the nice little it's like another perk is always cool to have. It helps distinguish you from just buying something from a comic book store proper. It just gives it a little bit added something. It makes the collector feel like there's something special for them backing the book. Likewise, that, and it's just another way to see the artwork in a different format. So really cool. Interesting rounded corners are usually reserved for gaming cards. Really? Yeah, I don't know much about cards as far as card games goes. Magic the Gathering or Pokemon. Pokemon cards, I think, are rounded, right? Baseball cards. My son used to be really into baseball cards. But yeah, I didn't know that. For gaming cards, that's cool. Fact that it got really dark. Yeah. And I know that from what I've read, interviews I've read about Jason, he was struggling with a lot of demons at the end of his life. And it kind of shows in his work, which is really interesting, you know, like it's a reflection of where his mind was. It's dark. I mean, the actual Body Bag series, the original miniseries, is pretty dark already to begin with, but it's dark into like a gritty urban, like, you know, we live in a crappy world kind of dark, which I love. I'm a big fan of that darkness and the fantasy of kind of observing that and playing in that, having a hero come out of that, and how crappy society is, like all those kind of stories, like they really resonate with me. But this was more of a dark, like you can tell, at least in the few pages they included in the supplemental book, you can tell he himself was like wrestling with some stuff. So it's kind of sad. Ken was the only part that was entertaining for the Barbie movie. Ryan Gosling is decent. I like Ryan Gosling. I think he's a great actor. I think he has a lot of range, contrary to popular belief. Some people I've read thinks he's kind of one note, but he's got a wide range. It's going to be in the new Star Wars movie. We'll see how that goes. But he's great. He was in that movie, not Baby Driver. Driver? Was it Driver? Not to be confused with Baby Driver. The Driver? Drive. And that was really dark. That movie was dark. I liked that movie though, and it was well filmed. But yeah, so to see him play something like that and then go to like Ken in the Barbie movie is pretty cool. Back to work. All right, Cranberry Landers. Hope you pop in again. Rest was Barbie having an existential crisis, pretending that their lives were hard just because they're women. When Barbie Land is literally run by women. True. Like the Mattel board being all dudes when the real one is half women. Pig feeder lady cards. That would be incredible. That's okay. Real demons. We get a cute emoji. That's right. Can drop the pig feeder lady emoji. Okay, here's our first comic to look at. Again, I'm amazed. Is this bright enough? I'm amazed that we are at... Sorry, I'm just kind of adjusting the exposure here. We are at issue 20 of Geiger, and that I've collected up to issue 20. It's insane. I keep thinking like, oh, am I gonna keep collecting like these books? And I love them. They're so good. Every time I think like this is the last issue I'm gonna collect, and then I'll just wait for the trade. I really love the story, and the last issue of Geiger focused on the female character that's very similar to Geiger. She has the similar powers to it, but it's a tough story because she basically frees all these kids that are sold into slavery by this post-apocalyptic, like gangs or whatever. They like kidnap these kids and sell them into slavery, and she frees them all. She goes in, just like wreck shop and frees them all, but she also kind of equips them to protect themselves. She basically says, I can't be there for you all the time, so you need to learn how to defend yourself. And these kids get weapons and stuff, and they just start killing the people that are abusing them. So it's pretty gnarly, but it's just the humanity in the stories that Jeff Johns is telling through Geiger are good. It's a good story, and it's really tragic. It's just kind of a sad, like everybody's story is like really sad. And yeah, it just keeps me hooked in. So Gary Frank is back in it. It's great art. Always amazed at the Ghost Machine guys, and just how consistent they're being with their quality of art. So the big thing about this now is they're starting to cross over. So this is a character named the Northerner. He made guest appearances in Redcoat, and now they're bringing him into Geiger's world right here. And they established him in Redcoat. They established him. He kind of travels, has like time traveling abilities. So they easily just kind of throw him into Geiger's timeline here. Yeah. I'd say artwork and characterization is 5 out of 5 for me, for all these books. And that's really why I stick with it and I keep with it. So there's some sort, I don't know, I'm just reading like just kind of peripherally here, some sort of force that is controlling where Northerner goes, which is out of his control. That's cool. So he's getting these like drops, weapon drops. Got a tank. The time tank. Man, it's cool. It's a reference to Michelangelo's Pietà. You guys know that sculpture in the Vatican? So yeah, this timeline is becoming more and more, like, I keep referring it after I finish reading an issue. I'm like, okay, where are we? Because this is how they're all starting to cross over and overlap. Oh, official guidebook. Who is Widow X? What is the Committee on Special Affairs? How hot does Geiger get? Coming out with some sort of guidebook. Very cool. You would think that, oh, a new character's coming this year, the $1 trillion kid. You would think that they have this all mapped out, because there's no way they've been able to keep the story so tight without it being figured out already, as, you know, far forward. Andrew Hennessy, never heard of him. Guess he passed away. There it is, Geiger, issue 20. Get on the Geiger train. It's a great, great story, great character, great art, and it's just getting, the world is just getting more and more fascinating. So I can't recommend these books enough, especially if you like books that are serial and have an ongoing story and with great characters. It's a good one. Geiger number 20. I'm amazed we got to the comics in under an hour and a half. I don't know, looking pretty digital. The artwork? The artwork's looking pretty digital? No. I know that, well, I know. I'm 90% sure that Gary Frank is drawing all these traditionally, because I've seen some originals sold on eBay before of Geiger. I don't think I've seen Redcoat, but I'm pretty sure Redcoat's drawn traditionally too. I have not seen Rook Exodus originals, but I think that one's drawn traditionally too. But yeah, I've seen definitely seen Gary Frank's originals of Geiger on eBay before, and they look great. So I'm not sure if you think it's the artwork's digital. Yeah. I'll look up Geiger looks ace. That's music to my ears, Jeffrey Bates. If I can but influence you a little bit to pick up books, they're great. It's just good. It's good storytelling. And it's great to see this amount of effort and craft being applied to characters that are not at the big two at Marvel and DC. But all these guys are veterans of it. They've all worked on, you know, our favorite characters in both worlds, Marvel and DC. To see them do it on their own creation is really impressive. Skinbreaker number 4 is our next book that we're looking at. Do I need to keep referring back to this? What do you guys think? I don't think so. Just FYI. Skinbreaker number 4. This is a book that I've kind of been lukewarm on, because I was like after the first second issue, I was like, it's okay. It's actually getting really good. I read the first 3 issues, finally caught up to this one, and it's actually getting really good. It's really, I still stand by my commentary from previous streams that I'm not the biggest fan of the coloring choices that they made on that, and I feel like part of that has distracted me from really getting into the art. I mean, the artwork's great. David Finch is a fantastic artist, and you can tell he's putting a lot of love into these pages, but the coloring kind of was a little too alien for me, or too zany for me, and distracted me from just sitting in with the story, or settling down with the story. But I sat down and read it, and it's good. Yeah, it's getting good. There's a lot of there's definitely not any twists and turns to the story. you can kind of feel where the story's going, but the character choices and the kind of the scenarios that force their hand to do what they have to do, you like feel for them. So I'd say like the characterization has been really good, and like it kind of gives you empathy for the characters and why they make the decisions they do. So for example, there's this like, you know, there's like it's like a native alien tribe, and they have a changing of the guard where the old ones get too old and the new ones kind of take over. And usually it's like a very honorable thing. But of course they introduce, is this in focus? They introduce like the jerk character, or the character that's more violent, who is trying to force his way into becoming the leader. And then the old leader, not this guy, but the guy who was above him, was trying to get him to be in power because they had a good relationship and like, you know, there was an honorable thing between them. But this violent guy keeps trying to in and force his way. So, you know, they have to make these tough choices to continue the traditions, respect the traditions, but also not give in to this very violent jerk. And the sad thing is part of the tradition is when the old chieftain becomes too old, he has to get killed by the new chieftain. That's how it works. But they had this great relationship, and he didn't want to kill his mentor. But I'll just leave it at that, and you guys can infer what happens. But now we move forward in time, and then that young chieftain, now he's old himself, and then the son of the jerk is now like challenging his throne. So it's all kind of cyclical. But yeah, look at this cool art. Really cool. I feel like that's not in focus. Is that just me? Feels a little out of focus. Maybe it's the light. So yeah, there's some insane hatching going on here that Finch is doing. Yeah, you can't even. Focus. Yeah, that's about as focused as I can get, unfortunately. But some insane hatching going on in his artwork here. If you've seen Finch work, he has a YouTube channel, and sometimes I think he tries to go once a week to stream. And it's amazing to watch him work. And I think I said this when we were looking at Skinbreaker 1. He's basically working on like 2 times the size of an average comic book board. So it allows him to add in that much more detail. You can feel it. It feels like the comic is like filmed in IMAX because of the amount of detail in it. This sword is I think it's the sword is called the Skinbreaker. So then they have to go through this like ceremonial battle. One of them challenges the other one, and you can't back down from a challenge. We've seen this all in like movies, like similar to like Black Panther, or just any kind of movies with like tribes. The same tropes. That's cool. That's cool. I like the coloring there. Those like cool blues on the foliage. It's an insane amount of detail. So yeah, the story is a lot like honor versus honor, tradition versus like relationship. And what do you choose? Cool. Skinbreaker number 4. I can't remember if there's 5 or 6. 5 should be coming out in a couple weeks, and then I think there's 6 in the series. Robert Kirkman, David Finch. Mark's Music Obsession says, Geiger looks like a great series. I might have to start it. I've liked the looks of all the issues you've shown. Nice. It's really good, Mark. I heard Johns wanted to do a GI Robot series at DC, and they said no, so he did on his own way. People at DC are clueless. Yeah, and so he did Junkyard Joe, and he's incorporating that into the Ghost Machine world too. And it's cool. It's a cool story. I haven't read that much of him. I didn't read the mini series that came out before. I read a couple issues, but then I've seen him incorporated into Geiger's story so far. And yeah, good on him for doing that. Geiger looks like, oh yeah, I saw this. That's a dark tradition. Yes. Do you think that we don't get excited about Jim Lee art anymore? David Finch is awesome. Yeah. I mean, so the latest Jim Lee stuff is his Batman stuff, right? And I still think it's good. It's cool. It's awesome. I think it's lost a little bit of its. I mean, I'm amazed at the quality level that Jim Lee's able to keep after so many years. So a lot of times you'll see artists like come out like a fireball and blow up on the scene, and then they totally like fizzle. Either they can't keep up the momentum, or the pressure's too much, or stylistically they change. And you see that happen a lot. Jim Lee, I have not seen really miss a beat. There's been some eras of Jim Lee I'm like, I don't really like his artwork, but the stuff that he's doing in Batman Hush 2 reminds me a lot of the stuff that he did in the 90s, which is some of his best stuff. I think maybe the appeal on it is lost just because we've seen it already for so long. And then there's also been a million clones of Jim Lee that have come out. So yeah, it's hard to say why we're not like as like excited about his stuff too. And arguably, I don't think he's like innovating anything new. He's just doing what has worked for him. Like his Jim Lee characters look like Jim Lee characters. It's not like he's evolving to a totally different style. It's different from somebody like Frank Miller, who, in my opinion, Frank Miller has kind of evolved over the times and his style has kind of shifted. Sure, it's dropped in some quality compared to some of the different eras, but he has a reasoning behind it, as opposed to some people just like get tired, or it's too painful, or they're like their backs hurt too much or whatever. So yeah, but David Finch is great, and he's been great for a long time. And the stuff at least that he's doing on Skinbreaker is like another level of what I've seen him do. It's like if Avatar was based on Conan instead of the Smurfs. Yeah, it kind of is. Avatar meets Conan. I would agree. Conan. I know you said Black Panther, but for some reason Pink Panther popped in my brain. I was horribly confused for a split second. Wouldn't be the first time. If people at DC are clueless, how do you explain DC KO? Never mind. I will also mention that I was busy boxing up a package, so I was only half listening. That's okay. That's right. It's all part of the yap. Cool cover on Escape. Returning a diabetes thing for my dad. Oh, that's what Ema Trush is boxing. Rocky. Blah. Who wants Jim Lee's work to look like Jim Lee's work? Where is the looseness, cartoonishness, the stylization? Who wants Jim Lee's work to look like Jim? I like Jim Lee's work. Exactly. I don't know what you're saying exactly to. Hopefully to what I said and not what Mo Big says. Wait, let me go back to this. Cool cover and Escape. Okay, so this series, Escape, by Rick Remender and Daniel Acuna, has been fantastic. Artwork is excellent, and yeah, you can tell it's really personal. It's tense, very tense, because you're dealing with pretty much, it's like a retelling, or like it borrows a lot from like Nazi Germany and World War II and people in hiding from the Nazis. Just that kind of tension that you've seen play out in films and books and comics. This is doing all that. And at the heart of it, the main character, he's in enemy lines. He kind of crashed in enemy lines, and now he was saved by somebody on the other side and is being hidden in their house. But they're not called Nazis in here, but whatever. The Nazi soldiers are looking for him. And there's all this like tension of like, are they going to find him? He's hidden in the walls, and he's putting at risk this guy and his young son who have taken him, who've protected him and hidden him. So there's a lot of great interplay there. But what's even more powerful for me is just the conversations they're having with each other. There's this whole storyline that Rick Remender's playing with of morality and whose side are you on? Not that it's saying like the Nazis are right and all that kind of stuff, but it's just saying like there's a lot of civilians and a lot of innocent people on both sides. And even though the one guy who is basically hiding him and hiding him from the soldiers, he's innocent in himself, even though he's from the other side. And so this guy, the main character, has to come to grips with like, war is ugly, and there's sacrifices that have to be made, both good and bad, in order for the outcome for the whole world. So it's pretty gripping, and all the while he's kind of flashbacking to his own life back home. So it's great. And again, there's a lot of tension in here, and you feel like the hopelessness because he's one guy. His whole crew got killed on the approach into this country. And he's one guy against the entire enemy army. And that's how this issue ends. It's like, all right, here's where I got to go. It's now or never. Am I going to fulfill the mission? Is this a suicide mission or what? And it's great. And then Rick Remender gives a lot of backstory. He did in the first issue, and then even in the letters column as he replies to other people, how personal this story is. He's pulling a lot from stories he's heard of his grandfather in the war, and just the letters he wrote to his grandmother, and stories from his father. So it's awesome. The artwork's beautiful. Some people compared it to Watership Down. Not the artwork, but just the feeling of it, because it's like a kind of heavy moral story based on history, but told with animals characters. But yeah, this is a great one. It's a good one. I can see this one doing really well in trade format too, once the whole story is complete. It's great. The dialogue's great. Artwork's great. And the story flows really nice. I've enjoyed this series a lot. I thought I would get lost, or not lost, but like lose interest, like maybe issue 3 or 4 in, but I'm in. I'm totally in. To what Mo said, not to what you said, Rocky. Oh, okay. Well then, let's get one of these. People are allowed to disagree with me whenever they want. It's not a crime to be wrong. They're not called Nazis in here. They're referred to as people who believe differently than the writer. They're just the bad guys. the bad guys. What do they call them? I think they had a specific name, but it's not Nazis. It's not like Gestapo. It's like there's a certain name. Yeah, I don't know. I could have sworn they had like a name. It's a cool cover though. This like very ominous image of the Colonel like lighting a cigarette. I need to interrupt a regularly scheduled broadcast to announce a rare-based California moment. Galaxy's Edge. I heard this. I just read this morning. So what that means is basically they're going to kind of dial down all the like new trilogy stuff. So like Kylo Ren walking around, Rey walking around, and insert more of the original characters. So you'll see like Princess Leia, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker. That's really cool. I don't know if any of you guys have been to Galaxy Edge, which is the Star Wars section in Disneyland. I've only been to the California one. How many times? Maybe 2 or 3 times. But it's awesome. It's a really, really amazing... Like, I just want to live there. It's an amazing feat of entertainment. So, yeah, but to see the original characters, they do have, like, normal stormtroopers, and I believe Darth Vader does walk around sometimes. But to have the other actual original stuff... original trilogy stuff would be great. Went down the wrong pipe. Oof. Mark's Music Obsession says not into Escape. No worries. I'm not a... I wouldn't say most of the time with comics I'm into like fantasy in a meaning like superhero, sci-fi, fantasy, like not real kind of stuff. Comics that are very close to reality. Goodness. Every now and then, but this one has just been great. It's been executed really well. So you pick this up and not the trade paperback. Where others you stop after one and pick trade. Where others you stop after number. Yeah, it's funny, huh? Why is that? Maybe it's just impatience. I just want to know what's going to happen. If the artwork has to grab me, I will not pick up individual issues no matter what, unless the artwork's good. And the artwork's really good in that. That one I do think is digital. I do think Acuna is drawing digitally in that. I could be mistaken. But it's just good. It's good artwork. So, but why wouldn't I pick up the trade paperback? And it also depends on how many individual issues I get in before I make that decision. Knowing that this is a limited series, it's probably only going to be 6 issues, I'm guessing. I already bought 4 of them. So I was like, I'll just buy the other 2 and just be done with it. Because the idea of like, oh, I have the first 3 issues and then I'm going to go back and buy a trade paperback. I'll have these 3 loose issues. Doesn't make any sense to me. It was just like, okay, I'll just finish it out and be done with it. But so, for example, the reason why I stopped Transformers is like, that's going to be an ongoing series. And as much as I like the artwork in that, not as much as Daniel Warren Johnson's, but still, it's still good. And I'm interested in the story. That one's ongoing. And I feel like it'll just keep me going forever. Now, why aren't I just waiting for the trade paperbacks for stories like Geiger? And that's a good question. I don't know. I think it's a patience thing too. I don't want to wait for the trade paperback. I just want to keep reading it on a weekly or a monthly basis. Awesome one. Oh, happy day.
Yes, that's awesome.
Awesome one just celebrated his birthday too, everybody. Happy birthday, Awesome one. I forgot Lindsay has never seen or heard of Star Wars. I'm fine. Take some ivermectin. I know what you're talking about. And Tang. Tang. I was never a big fan of Tang as a kid. Tang or like Sunny Delight. I thought Sunny Delight was nasty, but all my friends really liked Sunny Delight. So I just kind of pretended to like it too, but I felt like it was drinking like thick syrup, orange flavored syrup. Never liked Sunny Delight. But Tang, ugh. Listening to the stream and all I hear is hacking. Yes. Rocky is sick of my commentary. He has contracted Movid. Nice. That's pretty good. It would take a lot of effort on Disney's part to bring me back to Star Wars at this point. Nobody is more sad about them ruining it than me. I still remember seeing it in the summer of '77. It's true. It's never gonna be what it was for us growing up. Ever. There's no way. It's just oversaturated now. And even if they make phenomenal, future movies, it's never gonna hold the same weight that those original movies did for us, or do. It still holds for me. But I will say that stepping into Disneyland and Galaxy's Edge is such a cool experience because it just makes very much that world real, and you're like walking amongst it, and it's super fun. I even have, I'll show you guys. This is like one of my keepsakes from, I think it was my first trip to Galaxy's Edge, was this coaster that you get at the bar, the cantina, which was really cool. And you use a QR code. I wonder if the QR code still works. The QR code to yep, it still works. Oga's Cantina at Disneyland Resort. So cool. So yeah, it has the menu on that. And then out on like the vending machines and stuff, you can get a Coke, but it's like, look at that. Isn't that cool? I haven't opened it. But so cool. Like these kind of details, and the whole world is like that. Like where you walk, the concrete on the ground that you're walking in. There's like footprints of different creatures like embedded in the concrete. You hear the sounds and the sights, and it's so cool. It's just like, it feels like you're in the world. Haven't backed or bought comics in years. A bad comic mod. That would be me. I'm the one who has yet to see any Star Wars movies. Oh. Ugh. Despite Rocky's efforts to get me, you've got to watch the original 3. Comrade Sammy. Steampunker. They're so good. They're still really good. Lindsay loves Return of the Jedi. I love that one too. Now the canteen music is playing in my head. It's awesome. It's so good. Wait. Who's talking to me? Okay. Infernal Hulk number 2. This one got mixed reviews by you guys in the chat. This is the new Hulk series that is written by Philip K. Johnson. Is it Philip K? Yeah, Philip K. Johnson, and the artist is Nick Klein, who he's awesome. Does this like Bernie Wrightson kind of horror vibe to his stuff. He can draw, man. The things I was iffy with, I remember Bancroft was in the channel or the chat, and he liked these colors. I'm kind of iffy on the like purples and pinks in a Hulk book, but that's something they chose to do. This guy Matthew Wilson chose to do. But this is kind of a new take on Hulk. He's it's like taking Hulk and injecting it with horror, Lovecraftian vibes, and he's really violent. It's cool though. Cool art. Oh, looky there. There's Namor. Yeah, so there's all these kind of like demonic, otherworldly creatures. This is a chance for Philip Kennedy Johnson to insert these characters into a Hulk story. You always know it's like Lovecraftian when there's more consonants than vowels in the names. Negathel. So I guess he just, I think he just swallowed the Hulk. And this is Hulk passing through his innards. What is this? Sound effect. Squeako? Squickle? It's cool. This is very kind of Bernie Wrightson feeling. Does these panel borders out of the intestines. There's a lot of weight in the drawings that he does, both with Hulk and these huge otherworldly monsters. What I still haven't gotten a beat yet on is like, are we supposed to be rooting for Hulk? I don't think so. He's kind of dark and evil, at least in the first issue. So it'll be interesting to see where they're taking us, and if we're supposed to like cheer him on or what. Well, that's a weird way to end it. You will see me again. I love the scar, the big green scar on his face. That's cool. It's kind of Frankenstein monsterish. There we go. Infernal Hulk. So if you like horror, if you like astrological creatures, demonic creatures, throw in a little bit of Namor in there. Got Infernal Hulk. It's pretty cool. Namor and Hulk are always kind of a cool combo. I love this. Infernal Hulk number 2. I watched Lord of the Rings, but Star Wars just doesn't pull me in at all. What? Emo Trash has not seen any of the Star Wars movies either. Do we need to do a watch party with the Star Wars movies? Maybe we have to do that on Discord. That would be amazing. I would do that. They're so good. Hulk now works for China, giving us subpar and spoiled sushi. Thanks, Hulk. Sammy should wait and watch the despecialized editions in theaters this year. That would be the perfect way to experience them. Are they doing that? They're releasing the unedited versions in theaters? That would be cool. Watch Lord of the Rings, but Star Wars. Oh, yeah, we said that. Think about it. I like Lord of the Rings too, is what that means. Lord of the Rings is great. Watch some Space 1999 Sammy's even older space stuff. I believe the movie tickets in 77 were like $150, $175. I did look for glass bottles on my bicycle to return for deposits in the late 70s. for candy, soft drinks, and baseball cards. One of my friends, Marty, I've talked about Marty before. He said he used to do like a paper route, and he would go with his brother, like, throw papers, and then some dude in a van would come pick them up, all these kids, and pick them up in like a nondescript van. And I'm like, are you sure you weren't like kidnapped? But yeah, he would pick them up in the van and like drop them off on their route. They'd have all these papers in the van. And then once they were done, all these kids were done with their route, he'd come pick them up and drop them off at home. And they would just be rolling around in the back of the van, like no seatbelts, nothing. Different times, much simpler times. Lindsay Rose says, I really just learned about Lovecraft. Lovecraft was a meth. Yeah, Sean is a huge Lovecraft fan, supporter. That's his tagline for his YouTube channel, From the Heart of Lovecraft Country, because he lives in Rhode Island, which is where Lovecraft lived. I have never been really big into Lovecraft either, but I kind of recognize the devices that he uses in his stories and how people have used them in their own stories. I went to a midnight showing of Fellowship, and there was a dude dressed up as Gandalf. These two chicks were laughing at him, and one said, only nerds dress up when it's not Ren Fair. You don't mock the nerddom. That's true. She was big enough nerd to use shorthand for a Renaissance fair. Awesome one says, you hear me, Sean? A mess. Hey, Chad, I'm on break, but I can hang for a bit. What's up, Timmy Mello?
And the Guardians are headed to October.
We're just saying, somebody was just saying, was it Mo? That was just saying that we don't see Timmy Mello as much. Timmy Mello is too busy working, getting it done. I would have wanted a picture with Gandalf. Yeah, me too. I didn't and wouldn't dress up, but I thought his outfit was cool. The broadacity. That's a new word, of those chicks. I feel like Star Wars has a better chance of pulling me in than Lord of the Rings. The beautiful thing about Star Wars is it's sci-fi meets fantasy with like Joseph Campbell, like core story principles, like mythological story principles at the heart. And whenever you toggle any of those too far in one direction, it's not Star Wars anymore. But if you get that combo just right, man, it's awesome. It's so good. Not a huge sci-fi girly. Rocky used to do a paper route to get quarters to play Paperboy in the arcade. I love Paperboy. I would be almost inclined to get into Game of Thrones. Yeah, I don't know. I never got into Game of Thrones. If you want to get into Game of Thrones, I would suggest the books. The series was unfortunately canceled after 6 seasons with no conclusion. Isn't he supposed to finish it? Didn't it like catch up to him writing the books? I don't know. I wasn't one of those people that were like hardcore in the Game of Thrones. I think it was too like gnarly for me. Yeah, Mo Biggs noticed. I went to an anime con and didn't cosplay, but I did wear lots of anime patches on a sleeveless jeans jacket. A sleeveless jeans jacket. That's hardcore, man. Speak of Disney. Wow. All right. Make sure nobody gets out of hand there, Timmy Mello. Make sure nobody tries to like jump on the ice and like hug a princess. Star Wars is more fantasy that happens to be based in outer space. Yeah, it's awesome. Sorry, my grammar is so bad. I'm at work, working and watching at the same time. No problem. I didn't even notice. Bad grammar. Actually, I guess I can't say I'm a complete non-sci-fi girly with how religiously I play Fallout. Jeffrey Beat says, I bought this Wonder Woman. Very good. Okay, so Absolute Wonder Woman. I stopped picking up Absolute Wonder Woman for a bit. Then I picked up issue 13 and 14 because it was a two-parter drawn by Mateus Bergara, which was beautiful. The artwork was beautiful, and it was a nice little self-contained story. Then I was like, okay, I'm done with Absolute Wonder Woman. But I picked this one up because the crossover of Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman in one book. First ever Absolute team-up is here. So here we go. Drawn by the original artist Hayden Sherman again, who, one of the hardest working guys in comics. He's working on a whole bunch of stuff all the time. Wow, that's crazy. That is a crazy spread right there. That's some insane perspective. Look, Mo Biggs. It's the bat symbol, but like magic. This is his interpretation of Absolute Batman. Not as thick as Dragota's. It's funny to see how this whole Absolute Batman, or Absolute world, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, there's Absolute Flash, Martian Manhunter, they're starting a few others. It's just funny how it's just like exploded. And now it's just going. Like I kind of feel like it was going to be a finite thing, but I don't think it is now. I think it's just like going because it's some of the hottest selling stuff right now. The colors are a little... This is how Absolute Wonder Woman has been for pretty consistently. A little muddy. Yes, stuff is a little hard to see what's going on because of the colors. Jay Ryan says Absolute Batman is based on Akira to get weebs into comics. Based on Akira. Not really. There's some similarities, but not really. Jeffrey Beat says, I'm loving this Absolute universe. First time in years I get excited to see a new comic. Shut up and take my money, DC. I agree. It has been really entertaining. And Absolute Batman is one of my favorite ongoing series right now. And it does make me go like, what's next? Come on, what's next? So I'm with you. I haven't read a Wonder Woman book or bought a Wonder Woman book in forever. And Absolute Wonder Woman, even though I'm not consistently picking it up, is an exception to that. So there's something to be said there. Like it's kind of a cool take on her. Absolute Superman, I picked up maybe the first 6 or 7 issues. I've stopped keeping up with it as an ongoing. But it was still good when I was reading it. Maybe I should go back and see where they're at with the story. They're about to introduce Zatanna into this world too. They've been kind of prepping a lot of magic and otherworldly stuff, so cool. It's cool to see the crossover. Can't wait to read it. I mean, it's a lot of plot going on here that I can't just pick up just on the artwork. But I'll take your word for it, Beats. It does look cool. Hayden Sherman's version of Absolute Batman's all right. Not as great as Dragota's, but it's awesome to see it drawn in this style. Here we go. Absolute Wonder Woman, number 15. Mark's Museum Session says, still have my entire Star Wars toy collection, minus the pieces people have stolen over the years. Haven't we all had that experience? Either having stuff stolen from our collection or borrowing some from friends and like forgetting to return that piece. I had a few multiples on a figure that I played with a lot as a kid. All first examples, first gen. Me too. And my mom gave them all away. She denies it to this day, but she totally gave away. Like I had the carrying case, the Vader head carrying case. I had the figures that you mailed off the UPC codes to get the special figure. Had all the original ones. I remember like the Chewbacca with the crappy plastic backpack that you could stick the C-3PO pieces in. I had I remember the clicky feeling of the R2-D2 figure. Those are so fun. But yeah, I don't have any of that stuff anymore. My mom gave it all away. What does Absolute Batman have in common with Akira besides that it sucks? Wait a minute, Mo Biggs. Now, I can take a lot of your insults, a lot of your opinions, but you saying that Akira sucks? Get out of town. I think what it has in common, if I'm to guess what Jay Ryan was thinking, was probably there is a plot line about Arkham, which is the absolute version of Arkham. There's a plot line that they are manufacturing or creating super beings. So that might kind of be like Akira. And then there's a lot of grotesque, like mutated horror in Absolute Batman, specifically with like Bane, when he like gets yoked out and his body just kind of like grows and disgustingly like grows like overly juiced. I can see some of the references to Akira in that, but that's about it. It's not like there's kids with psychic powers and yeah. So maybe that's what he was talking about. Just kidding. Akira was like a 6 out of 10. You are crazy. Have you seen that movie? That movie's incredible. Still, that was made in the 80s. And the craftsmanship has still not been bested in animation. The craft that was in Akira. Ask Jay. Yeah, I will. I've just started to read Absolute Wonder Woman via online digital library comic reader. It's very good. I like the first, whatever, how many issues I picked up on that. Yeah, I think I just got bogged down on a lot of the, like, past of her living in hell, and I wanted to see her more, like, in action. There was just a lot of, like, exposition about her background and childhood and all that kind of stuff. And I wasn't quite sure where they were going with her story. I did like the last 2 issues, though, that self-contained 2-parter. I thought that was really good. How do you pronounce that name? It's Greek, but that's about it. Hecate. I think Hecate. That's what I say. Hecate? Hecate. I think it's Hecate, the goddess. Politics aside, I do enjoy the uniqueness of the Absolute Universe. Yeah, me too. Shelby said someone named Frinded is selling his entire comic collection back. Oh, it's Friend. Richard Friend, who was a amazing inker from comics. He's worked with Wildstorm for a long time. He's a really, really good inker. He inked Chris Bacalo's stuff. He inked Travis Chare's stuff. He inked like all sorts of, I think David Finch's stuff too. But he has an awesome, awesome YouTube channel because not necessarily the content he posts, but he posts down a lot of great content. But I just love his personality. He's totally like unflappable and just like, hey guys, what's up? And but he's got a lot of great insider's perspective because he's worked in the business for 30 plus years or something like that. But yeah, he just announced recently, he posted a YouTube video where he's talking and he's going to sell his entire comic collection, which is insane because he's like, I just don't have room for it. And like most of the stuff that I've collected, I don't even look at anymore. So it's kind of crazy. It's his name's Richard Friend. I like how the Absolute Universe is extra dark than usual. Me too. Like what was said in Absolute Evil #1, which I didn't read. But yeah, I do like that. Akira is the GOAT. Yep. He has pages. This page is worth 10K. Akira was all right. Akira's anime core mythology. It's a classic. Yes. Why haven't they made... They've tried. They have definitely tried. So many people have been connected to that. So many directors have come and gone on that project. I think it's just really difficult to... I don't know about the right side of it. Like as far as like the copyrights and dealing with the original Otomo estate. But I think also translating the story into, because the original Akira comic, the anime that came out is probably only about 40% of what the comic story is. So they couldn't even contain it in the anime. And even as a kid, part of it, I was like, I got confused of like, what's happening? Because like so much was not included. So I can't imagine what that is to translate that into live action and make that palatable for a more Western audience. I'm sure many people have tried. I think casting would be a really hard thing on that movie too, to get the right cast. I think probably like special effects wise, and you know, we're at that day of age that you can pretty much do anything special effects wise. So I don't think that's necessarily holding up, but I think it's more of like casting and story that would be really difficult to translation. But a lot of people have been tied to it. I think even like Leonardo DiCaprio was tied to a live action Akira at one point. There's a bunch of directors I had heard that had the rights to do it, but yeah, just never happened. Like, have you guys seen their live action Ghost in the Shell? It doesn't even hold a candle to the anime. Someday we'll get Mo to see the light and quality anime. It's hard to make humans do animated poses. They needed an Akira Barbie. I would buy that. Akira the Dawn? Barbie on an Akira bike? I would buy that. I had a friend in high school who was a proto-weeb. He tried to indoctrinate me into anime. He showed me Akira and Cowboy Bebop, which I thought were pretty decent. They're both amazing. I didn't realize they were the pinnacle of the medium and the rest was basically absolute trash. There's so much anime that... Do you not like any of the Miyazaki stuff, Mopigs? That stuff's amazing. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop is great. Have you seen like... like the Macross Saga stuff? You didn't like that? Robotech? Gosh, I'm trying to think of all the stuff that I grew up with. Ghost in the Shell, obviously. Any of the Masumane Shiro stuff. Yeah, there's so much. I have to try Cowboy. It's great, Lindsay Rose. It's really good story. And great characters. Great execution. Akira's a socialist movie, though. The downside. I don't even think I picked up on that as a kid. Is it really a socialist movie? Because of the government stuff? Explain, Cranberry Langers. Makes me feel unsettled in some ways. I thought the visuals were mostly impressive. The story didn't wow me. Read Absolute Evil #1. It's a must. Go and do it. I'm getting you to spend money now. Okay, I will. I know I can still find that too. I will. Government creates its own god, but I can't control the plot. Little Bird says, hi again. Taking cues from the science experiments done by the U.S. government to create psychic super soldiers. It's kind of it. I want to see the live action Ghost in the Shell. Didn't hear many people talk about it. Battle Angelita one was pretty good. I love Robert Rodriguez. He was the director on that. He made an effort to... Remember we were talking about Spy Kids and all that stuff. One of those streams. So he made an effort to like take her eyes and like make them bigger to match the anime, and it just didn't work for me. It was totally unnecessary and really distracting. But there was other cool stuff in it that he did that was very much like the comic. It wasn't the greatest translation for me. The live action Ghost in the Shell is directed by the director, I think his name is Rupert Sanders. Scarlett Johansson plays Ghost, who is the main character. She's good, but I don't know exactly why she was cast for that. They added some plot stuff in there. I just watched it again recently, so that's kind of why it's fresh in my mind. They had some cool effects in there. Yeah, there was just something that didn't click for me, that just some things aren't meant to be translated into live action. They're just meant to live in that anime world or animated world. So it's worth seeing. It's different, though. It's definitely different than the animation. Awesome One said it's pretty good. I wouldn't consider Miyazaki anime. More Japanese-based Temu Disney. Temu Disney? Some of it's fairly impressive. Definitely better than run-of-the-mill weebery. People assume I come to my hatred for manga out of ignorance. See you later, Timmy Mello. Thanks for stopping in. Great seeing you again. I dig Robotech. It's a mess at the moment, but the story for Macross is the best. Yeah, Macross is amazing. Government stuff and some of the social implication stuff. Yeah, I didn't really pick up on that. I just was like, cool bikes. Just the animation. The animation was incredible in that. Still incredible. Not going to talk about two anime series I loved as a kid. Dates me harshly. We don't need to talk about Speed Racer. That movie. There are some cool things about that live action movie. The Wachowskis did it. But there were some horrible things about that movie. And I know people that love that movie. But there are some horrible things in that movie. I don't get it. It wasn't the greatest. And if I had to read the Battle Angelita book, I probably would hate it. Yeah, the Battle Angelita book's awesome. Does anyone know of any radio-based anime? I don't even know what that means. How is this book about a non-Martian going? Okay. It's good. It's different. It's weird. It's abstract. And it's been getting rave reviews. I like it. I enjoy it because it's just so bizarre and different. But I feel like they need to like start explaining some stuff a little bit more now. So part of the story is like, you don't know what is real and what is not, what's in his mind and is he really possessed by an alien? Is he not? Because it kind of plays with those realities. And they do these weird, crazy storytelling things, which are so interesting and fascinating. But I feel like you gotta like lock into something a little bit more. Give us something a little bit more to the plot. So at least from the first, maybe they're going to do that in this next arc, issue 7. But it reminds me a lot of. Did you guys ever see the TV series Legion, which was based off of the character Legion from the X-Men stories? And it started off awesome. And Legion is a really weird character in X-Men. He's Professor X's son, but he deals with like schizophrenia. So he has like, he's a mutant and he has psychic powers, different kind of psychic powers, but he also has multiple personalities in his head. And those multiple personalities are all over the gamut. And sometimes, at least in the comics, they would even cue in different powers for him to use. But the TV series was awesome because it was so experimental and different and weird. And but it lost me after a few episodes because it was just too bizarre. And this kind of reminds me of that. Just the techniques that they're using and how they're trying to like play with storytelling in it. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's good though. It's good enough that it like keeps me intrigued and keeps me going. But yeah, they do stuff like this. It's awesome though. The artwork's great. I know a lot of people, or I've heard a lot of people don't like the artwork, but I really do like it. But it definitely has like a hard-boiled kind of detective feel, and he's trying to solve these mysteries. But he has this crazy Martian either in his body or in his mind, and he uses it to help him solve these things. But you don't know if he's crazy too, so. Yeah, so they do this message to my lonely Martians. Activate your Martian vision by taking page 17 of this comic back in your hands and holding it up to the light. Feel a little less alone even for a moment. Can I even do that? Can you guys see? Oh, yeah. Wait, how do I do this? Can you see? Like, they do a lot of this kind of crazy stuff. Oops. So you can see, like, another image through it. Like he's by himself, but then... if you hold it up to the light, you can see there's a girl with him. Kind of cool, kind of crazy. It's got like an X-Files feel to it too. Just like crazy bizarre. Like, is this real? Is this not real? Yeah, X-Files, I say, actually, well done, Rocky. I'd say X-Files is a good comp for how this kind of feels. It's like mysterious, not straightforward. Is it real? Is it not? What's the conspiracy going on? Has all that kind of vibes on top of this like crazy bananas artwork. So yeah, back in the rotation, Absolute Martian Manhunter number 7. I have to keep in mind how Rocky will pronounce the comment when he reads it. I don't want him saying Wait. What? Wait. Okay, I'm confused. I mean something like a Ritter Orphan Annie. What? Joker? What? What did you just see? Was it the Absolute Joker? Oh! Did you miss this, Emo Trash? I looked at this last time. Did I not look at this? Did I not look at this in one stream? The reveal of Absolute Joker. This was a great story. Yeah, this is his true form. Oh, it's a great story. His character's so cool in the Absolute world. Did I not look at this? I'll have to go back and look at my old streams. It was drawn by Jock. Come on, did I not look at that? It's really good. Classic radio shows that stream for about 12 hours nightly. Nice. Legion started really good, but I kind of lost interest. Same. Absolute Joker is just a straight up demon thing. Kind of. Yeah, it's not so straightforward. I mean, it kind of is, but he's definitely different. Like, he's like a supernatural force of evil. And he shows up over the course of generations of this family that is part of Gotham in this Absolute world. And they started off very early on as like jokesters, and they like were entertainment people, but they started owning the Hollywood of Gotham. And everybody thought they were benevolent family that put a lot of money in like taking care of kids and all, but there's a lot of like evil going on behind the scenes. It's great. It's really cool. Really gross, but cool. I have to keep in mind how Rocky will pronounce the comment. Oh, yeah. With a name like Legion, yes, that name comes from probably the biblical reference. That awful Flash comment, I didn't even look at it. How dare you mispronounce, not do the correct Japanese pronunciation spelling. I am lost. Rocky, you would be less confused if you read my comments in order. This ain't Memento. Nice reference. Mo Biggs. I love that movie. Speak of Christopher Nolan, if any of you guys have not seen that movie, Christopher Nolan's Memento is a phenomenal movie, but it's told in the most crazy, talk about editing, told in the most crazy way. And it makes sense because it's how the guy who's the main character, gosh, what was the name of that actor? The actor in Memento. Guy Pearce. Oh, I haven't seen him in anything better than he was in Memento. Great movie. That's when I was like, holy cow, who is this Christopher Nolan guy? It's like they stitched Joker with Venom and Godzilla. He's not as big as Godzilla, so that's not. It's more demon like, very sinister, like behind the scenes. Not like Venom. It's not. Now I'm confusion. Rocky's face after reading Riddle. Guy Edward Pierce. Thank you. Yeah, is he Australian or is he British? He's great. He's a great actor. At least that was his best. That was the best performance I saw him in, I think. I'm trying to think what other movie he was in that I saw. I don't remember. Mark's music obsession didn't care for Memento. No kidding. No kidding. Okay, DCKO3. This is the last book we're going to look at today. Let me just grab the other issues, because I inadvertently got on this Daniel Warren Johnson variant cover kick. So this was issue 1. Daniel Warren Johnson, Superman, like suplexing Batman. Issue 2, Wonder Woman kneeing Joker in the face. And so as we got into issue 3, I'm like, well, I guess I got to get the Daniel Warren Johnson variant cover, which is Harley Quinn stabbing Lobo with a fork. Pretty awesome. Speaking of Lobo, I just saw this, and these are like the free things that come out each week. They just did a little special. You can't quite see it. This is the new Lobo that's going to be coming out. Written by Scotty Young, drawn by Jorge Corona, the same guy who took over after Daniel Warren Johnson on Transformers. And then he also did that book called Ain't No Grave, that Western. We've looked at it on stream. Great artist, and he's drawing the new Lobo. It looks awesome. Can't wait for this. Good choice for an artist, I'd say. Guy Pearce is from Australia. Okay. Nice. Yeah, he's great. He's great. I feel like he never really got his just due in Hollywood. I think he was in that movie like Time Machine, the remake of Time Machine. And was he in LA Confidential? Maybe he was in that movie too. But Memento he was fantastic in Memento. He's from Kanga Creek, just down from Bangor City. Oh, okay. Based purely on appearance, that's what he looks like. Lobo would not be poked with a fork. He is. He is being poked by a fork here. That's right. Okay, DCKO. So, basic premise is Darkseid has come and is going to destroy the world. There's this competition set up where whoever wins the competition will be imbued with the power to stop Darkseid from taking over the world. So everybody's competing for it, good guys and bad guys. And then there's like a bracket system, kind of a like literal competition where the winner will be chosen. And so each issue, different characters are knocked out. Batman was knocked out very first issue. And the main guy that we're connected with, or at least the story is kind of following his point of view, is Superman. And the great thing about Superman, what I've loved about this series, at least the way the stories has been written, is he has this dilemma. It's like he's trying to help the good guys. So he probably, because he's Superman, has the best bet of winning the whole thing. But at the same time, he's competing against not only villains, but his friends and good guys as well. So at the earlier rounds, he's just trying to help the good guys make it through and stop the bad guys. But he is also realizing that eventually he's going to have to win it all, which means beating even his friends. So it's kind of this moral dilemma of like, oh, do I help this person or do I help this person who might possibly beat me? And then they start, it's very much video game feel too, where they, or just game, there's a gamification in it where they also insert like different key weapons. So like the rings, the power rings from the lanterns, and a certain staff and like a sword, all these kind of things, that weapons that are part of the DC universe, but they insert them into the game. And so the characters, I think in issue 2, like they were trying to get certain weapons, and if they got a weapon, they'd survive the next round. So they just keep upping the ante, and then people get eliminated. And I thought it was a hokey idea from the get-go, but I've actually really enjoyed it. It's just been fun, and it moves fast. It doesn't like linger. It doesn't try and explain itself too much. Are you trying to go outside? My cat is trying to tell me what's going. You want to go outside? Or are you just going in the wrong direction? Do you need to go to the bathroom? What? You want to go outside? Okay, let's go outside. What do you think? Sorry, guys. I'm going to close the door, though. Okay. So yeah, it moves fast, and it doesn't try and over-explain its stuff. And so you're just in it. You're just like moving fast with it. And the artwork's cool. It's fun. Here's people who are eliminated already. And then I guess a lot of these side battles are occurring on other issues, spin-off issues of stuff. And I haven't bothered picking up any of those. I'm just following the main story. So like, yeah, half the time they're fighting in these nondescript backgrounds too. So it's just, you're just focused on the characters and like, oh, it'd be cool to see who would win in, you know, a battle between so-and-so and so-and-so. So pretty cool. And then what they also introduced, wow. What they also introduced at the end of, I think the second issue, was they're going to cross over the Absolute world with this too. Okay, a lot of fighting. Yeah, so they keep like cutting back to some kind of like peaceful moments, which is allowing Superman or Clark Kent, whatever, to reflect on what it means to have friends. What are those friends? And then when they throw them in the battle, he's like kind of having these flashbacks as well. Well, that's cool. Cool little double pager. Yeah, I think this takes place like before the whole battle, but there's this moment with him, Bruce, and Diana, and they're playing a board game. So they're talking about, oh, you know, how do you win? But now it's playing out in real life here with the actual battle. Ah, there it is. Spoiler alert. This is where the absolute world comes into play. Wow, that's kind of cool. Next issue, Trial by Absolute. I wonder if this is going to have lasting effects on any of the universes. Tag team time next issue, guys. Oh no, this is this issue. It's a 5-issue event. So this is issue 3 of 5. And there's the, if you don't want to be spoiled on who's made it, close your eyes, but this is the bracket. So it's cool. I mean, it plays into, like I said, if you think about it too much, you're like, how does this work? But if you just kind of go with it, it's entertaining and it moves fast enough that it's not like really belabored and trying to be too serious. But it does definitely taps in. I think why I like it too is it taps into that, like, oh, who would win in a battle between Superman and Joker or whatever. And like, you can kind of see it play out in the comics. They trying to like do fan service that way. So for some odd reason, it's worked for me, and I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the ride. So DCKO number 3 is the last book, and it's been selling well. Definitely selling well. Superman with the Speed Force. Mo Biggs is so excited about it. Yeah, but he couldn't unless Harley got a super strength or that's a special fork. Guy Pearce was great in Mildred Pierce. Oh, I didn't see that. Super Duper Man, the sound effects kicked in. Trial by Absolute doesn't even make sense. That's true. That's grammatically challenging. Trial by Absolute. Yeah, I don't know what they're trying there. I'm curious to see what's going to happen though, because these guys are from Darkseid. So are they fighting against the winner? Are they all fighting against the winner? Like Darkseid was the catalyst to start the Absolute Universe, if I'm not mistaken. So, interesting. Trial by Abs, that also works. That works better. Your sound effects are awesome, Rocky. I'm glad you guys think so. Who would win the battle between Superman and some Z-tier character nobody heard of? Not Superman. That's not true. Did I ever read out the list of the characters that are in this? I'll read out the list. Well, first I'll call up the straw poll, because what we're going to do, this is our first vote of 2026. Let's go with the straw poll. All right, let me get the link. So these were the books: Geiger 20, Skinbreaker 4, Escape number 5, Infernal Hulk number 2, Absolute Wonder Woman number 15, Absolute Martian Manhunter number 7, DCKO number 3. All the books to vote on. Let me copy that link. I'm going to paste this into the chat. And I'll pin it to the top. Everybody go vote on your favorite book of this week. And while you do that, I'll read out to you. There are some Z-tiered people for sure. But you've got Superman, Captain Atom. Okay, he's not A tier. Giganta, Power Girl, Guy Gardner, Firestorm, Jay Garrick, Flash, Cheetah, Aquaman, King Shark, Connor Hawk. I actually don't know who that is. Hawkman, Lex Luthor, Black Lightning, The Demon, Supergirl, Wonder Woman, Starro. Just refresh here. Look at those votes coming in. Lobo, Plastic Man, Swamp Thing, Vixen, Cyborg, Batwoman, Joker, Star Sapphire, Batman, Red Hood, Damian Wayne, Zatanna, Barda, Harley Quinn, and Metamorpho. Those are all recognizable. There's only a handful in there what I would say was Z tier. There's a bunch of B tier, C tier, and definitely some A tiers. They did. I didn't. Hopefully, I didn't reveal where the who are the last standing right now, but I kind of wish they threw in a curveball in there, because the people who are left standing, Superman being one of them, they're kind of obvious. That's like, oh, okay. So that's a little disappointing, but anyway, it's good. They're super thick too, like more pages per issue, so that's great. And yeah, it's just fun to see them fight and fantasize who would beat who in a battle. And speaking of a battle, Geiger 20 is running away with it. 5 votes for Geiger 20, 2 votes for Absolute Wonder Woman 15, and 1 vote for Skinbreaker. No votes for Escape number 5, no votes for Infernal Hulk 2, no votes for Absolute Martian Manhunter, and no votes for DCKO. Surprise, surprise. Geiger 20 is good, man. Geiger is good. It is a good ongoing series. I do not disagree with where the vote is, because it's a great series. My criticism was not that there were only Z-list characters in the comic. Let the games begin. That's right. Voting time, people. You're guessing randomly, Cranberry says. I voted Geiger and didn't even watch that part. It's a good vote anyway. Voted. Everybody's voted. I think that's all the votes, right? 9 votes. I don't think there's going to be 4 votes flying in here to surpass Geiger, and all of them voting for Absolute Wonder Woman number 15. So I'm going to say that Geiger wins it. Mark's Music Session picked right. Geiger wins it. That's great. That's great. Again, I do not debate that at all or deny that at all. It's a great book, and it just goes to show you don't need the big event to be the best in show. Like you just got to be solid, consistent, and have really great characters. Or most of you were paying attention in the first one, the first 40 minutes of this show, and just fell off at the end. That's also a possibility. Or randomness worked and everybody just randomly voted for Geiger. 10 watching at the moment. Maybe that 10th one is John. Oh, wait. There you go. Another vote came in for Geiger. 10 votes. Oh, you can't see that. It says 10 votes down there. Look at that. 6 votes. Wow. Going away with it. Geiger killed it this week. Cranberry picked Escape. I know you like Escape. Yeah, Escape's good. It's really good. But if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. You didn't even wait for the 3 a.m. ballot dub? No. Lindsay Rose says I should send you... Oh, thank you. I have plenty cough syrup. I have both nighttime. I have cough syrup cough syrup with guaifenesin to like clear up the phlegm. I have 12-hour cough syrup. Delsum. I got a lot of cough syrup in my house. But thank you so much, Lindsay Rose. Emo didn't even derail the conversation. It's true. It's true. Steampunker's disappointed. Oh, that's why. Huh. Can't even tie it. Jeffrey Beats picks Absolute Wonder Woman. I feel like, well, I can't wait to read that one, because I think that will maybe change my opinion. I think at face value, like if I were just to see it at face value, you look at it and you're like, okay, that's good, cool. But yeah, I can't wait to read it because I can tell there's a lot of story going on in there in the writing. Eat ginger. Yeah, I do. Got that too. Absolute ginger. It's like more ginger. No phlegm, just flan. I voted Geiger as well. If I can't win by tying the polls, at least the one I vote for will win. Good job. Well, there we go, guys. Our first My Wednesday Comics of 2026 in the can. Successfully Geiger 21 the poll, which is great. And I'll go ahead and change the thumbnail after the stream is over to reflect that. But yeah, for those of you guys who haven't read Geiger yet or are at any level interested in it, I would recommend it. It's a great story. It's a story about like lost family, discovering your identity. Who are you when your world is destroyed and disappears? And then radioactive powers and like radioactive violence. So it's a good combo. Post-apocalyptic gangs. It's a good combo. It's a great story. And it seems like it's just building more and more, especially with the crossover on with the Northerner, that character, the Northerner. So good stuff. We'll keep picking that one up for sure and keep track of where that story is going. I'm assuming a new Redcoat's coming out next week soon. Probably another Absolute Batman is coming out soon. But I don't know if I never looked at that Absolute Batman with the Joker on it, this one. I'll go back and look at my old shows and see if I didn't even go over it. If like it came out during that period of time, the holidays where I didn't do a My Wednesday Comics. Because if I didn't, that one might even be worth going back and looking over with you guys. It's great. It's a really, really good take on the Joker, and it's really appropriate for the Absolute Batman world. Like, I love it. I love the whole take. It's like if they screwed that up, it would have been like, but it's awesome. And that image is frightening. So anyway, thanks you guys for coming here. Please hit the like. More callback from my guy. That's right. Ginger is good. How are we supposed to get ties without John and Sumo? Big Boy Burgers made an appearance here. R.I.P. John. Radioactive violence is the best kind of violence. Might watch the Forward art share. Oh, that would be good. Yeah, if Bancroft is... Can I do that? Let me look. I remember that he told me how to do this. And... Featured places. Ugh, I don't even remember. It wasn't edit video, was it? Comments, shorts. I don't remember. Go watch Bancroft channel if it's happening. Psylocke Ninja next week. Psylocke Ninja next week. Really? Which one is that? Is that the X-Men book? Rocking, great show, great sound effects. Okay, it's live now. All right. Anyway, I won't keep you guys much longer. Thank you so much for coming and joining. Stay tuned for the next show. Hopefully we can do a master study. I don't know. I don't have my evenings anymore. But I will try and figure out. Yeah, do the Rocky raid. I don't know how to do it. I thought it was edit video. And customization? Was that it? Yes. Yes. I found it. Did it work? Okay, hopefully it worked. All right. Anyway, sorry. Go check out Bancroft's stream if it's happening. Thank you guys so much for coming. Really appreciate, had fun time hanging out with you guys. Hit that like before you go. Tell people about this channel. Let's keep growing it. And I'll be in touch soon. Have a great rest of your week. See you later. Take care.